Alrighty, Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It's another fun-filled day as we march along. You can see there's the dollar index. You can see the dollar index on J4X. We've got some news coming out. I think we have house data, that type of thing. We've had some interesting, we have had some interesting earnings come out for Boeing airplane manufacturer and Microsoft. Last I saw, Microsoft was up like $11 a share. I think Alphabet is down a couple bucks, something like that. They came out with their data and it was positive, but not enough to make them happy. And so, it's that type of morning as usual. The stock market is trying to lift up. I thought they would do it kind of more towards when the data came out, but it must be coming out a little bit later on because I'm not hearing them talk about the stats, and I don't see them up on J4X there. So more than likely, it's basically coming up at maybe 8:45 or 9:15 or something like that. In another half hour or an hour or something like that. We'll keep an eye out on it, see how it plays out. And so, as you can see right there it is. You can see that, can you? Yes, you can. Let's make that bigger even. There we are. As you can see there's the dollar index on our beta right there. And again, the dollar is trying to lift up again, just like yesterday. I mean, they don't seem to want to let it go down. That's for sure. And when we go and look at it over on the old platform, right there. Let's put it up on the old platform. And you can see that same thing. It's a second day in the buy. We don't have a line there, but we'll put it in. And so we'll steal one of these. Let's see. Let's move that over. So went into the buy there, and I think that if I do a reload, I think that red dot will disappear. I remember yesterday seeing it disappear, and it seems awful high for it to survive. So let's just do that live in front of you. Reload. Didn't do it. That's interesting. That's interesting. And it knocked out today's at the same time. All right, let's try that and straighten that out to 24/7. It's still not. Oh, there it is again. Now it's back to there. So we'll double check that, but I believe that yesterday it was a green, and we'll double check it without the red. You can see it's through the zero line. By the hair, it's chinny chin chin, but it is through the zero line. Ooh, you know what? The green is a minus. We are wrong. It didn't go into a buy yesterday. There, that's what they're giving us. So today it's going to get into the buy. So that's interesting. You can see there the white plot 1 is flat, the plot 4 is minus, and the plot 5 is plus. So it's trying, but not well enough. But now it's starting to lift again, and it's really curious. We keep on seeing the strength in the dollar. Hey, Robin, almost done the first one, and so it's kind of interesting to see the that action. It really is. It's a real, in many ways, it's a real surprise that we keep on seeing strength in the dollar itself, and it doesn't seem to want to let go. That's the curious thing out of it all, and that is curious to me, because you can see the interest rate situation, and it doesn't seem to back off. It really doesn't. So let's see, file, save workspace, right there. I'm doing that at the same time, Robin, taking care of what you need. That is the curious part, and that is, to me, oh, that's wrong. No, wait a minute. What did I just do there? Oh, okay, I see what I just did. So right there, activate, and that should not be. Let's see, what is that? There we go. Remove that. There we are. Okay, let's fix that. So. When we go over and look at the 30-year bond, let me see, put it up on the screen here. 30-year bond has been firm for the last couple of days. So I think, is it 6BF? What is it? There it is. BZ. There it is, right there. There's the 30. No, that's Brent, and Brent is up a little bit today, but nothing major. Let's see, where's it at? We'll find it again. There it is, ZBF, right there. That's the 30-year bond. You can see the last couple of days it's been firm. It's in the buy for the last couple of days. It's not letting go, which is pretty clear here. That means interest rates are dropping, and the price of the bond is rising. Now it's kind of stalled a little bit now, so it's not the worst thing in the world. It's the pressure is on it. So it's like I said, it's not the worst thing, but it's kind of just playing a game slowly. I know that we're seeing those back months, and all the way out the 2 year out. It's getting close to the 6, or is it 6 month? It's 6 month is getting close to 6%. It's been playing with that, and I think it to me that is, we've been talking about it here for months that we're going to get up towards the 6% area. So we're doing it. That's what we see now. That's exactly what we see. And that's just the way it rolls, and that's what we've been expecting. So to me, it's not a magical thing. It's normal. In other words, it looks totally normal to me. And that's why we keep on seeing strength in the pairs trades on the dollar side. And it's like, wow, can't that like straighten itself out? Isn't it finally going to finally get to the point where we don't see that anymore, and it starts to smooth out, and the stock markets start to lift again, and just that whole nature to it all. And I think that's what it really comes down to. Anyhow, that's where we stand. And so let's see, what else can we say about that? I guess that's about it. Let's jump over to the euro. I'll show you the euro this morning. And there it is right there. I saw it in the minus, and it's doing the same thing there on J4X today. And the fast is at 53.2, and the slow is at 68. So it's sinking, that's for sure. And we see the same thing. Let's see, where's that? Right, 6EF right there. You see that same thing developing there. It's the same pressure going on our beta. It's pressing down after being in a buy for a few days, and that is the magic of it all. That is the magic of it all. We're just waiting to see it clean itself up, and it looks like it will. It just will. All right. Now, from there, we go over to let's show you too on the other platform. There it is. All right. There it is right there. See the same situation. And we're in that long weekly sell too at the same time. Just like we are right there. Same. And it was trying to get into the weekly buy this week too. We'll see how long that lasts. If it starts to roll over by, here we are on Wednesday, and we're not that far away from the end of the week now. We're in the middle of the week, the beginning of the middle of the week. So, all right. So from there, let's see. Let's find the next one. And I almost got the feeder done there, Robin. I just have to get the weekly cleaned up a little bit more. And so, let's see. From there, we go over to the cable. Let's put the cable up there. There it is. Fast is at 48. The slow is at 56. Again, the pressure is on the product. And there it is right there. Let's save that. And we'll put it up on the screen there, and you'll see that right there. You see long way. It's not trying to get into the buy. And that's cable, right? Yep, I got it up on the screen as cable. No, I don't have the cable up there yet. Let's get that on there too. You can see that weekly right there, still pressing down. You can see we are flirting with the sell, just like J4X is flirting with the sell. And 48 versus 56 on the lines there, and the hinky's red. And then let's put it up over here. Where's that mouse at? Let me see. There we go. Same thing there. You see the same pressure on it right there. And it doesn't seem to be backing away from it whatsoever. And then, you know, with the cable. Oh, I saw an interesting art. I want to mention this out loud, you know, because of Brexit and so forth. They were going to punish investment bankers and bankers in general and brokerage houses with a limited amount of bonus that they're allowed to pay out in Britain. And that would move, you know, even more of foreign investment away from Britain. And so this morning, or like over the last 24 hours, they reduced that. They dropped it altogether, and that's good. You know, I mean that's the way it should be. Is that you know, companies should spend their own money and not worry about what they're going to do with other people's money. That's basically the way it's supposed to work. Somehow or another, at times, we end up getting some strange attitudes about it all, and I myself am always confused. It's like, you know, if these politicians are so smart, if they're that smart, you know, why aren't they in business? You know, that's what you know, they don't seem to show history of anything. You never see, you know, when especially some of these guys that get into politics, they barely have a background in any finance or anything else. And the next thing you know, they're telling you how finance is supposed to work. And then they come up with boneheaded ideas about telling a company how they're supposed to pay their employees. And then, before you know it, you know, they've come up with things that hurt the economy, and that hurts everybody. And then they don't understand, and they want to raise taxes and hurt you even more. A sip of the tea. And so I'm always confused by all that. So I'm really glad this morning that we've seen that the politicians realized that they're not really that good at banking, and so they're going to you know, do something smart, like remove something they passed, and I'm really happy about that. So, all right, now from there we go over to, let's see, where do we head to now? Let's go to, let's see, where's that at? Oh, I need to move that off the screen too. Let's cancel that. Move that. Oh, I see. Yes, that's all right. And then let's go to the Swiss. Let's see how the Swiss future is going, not the Swiss cash, because our math doesn't, you know, our data feed is not that good for it. So there is the Swiss. And you can see when it's rising, obviously it's gaining against the dollar. So that's saying something positive. And it's curious, though, it's in a sell right there. Let's take a look at it over on, let's see, let's cancel that, close. And let's take a look at it over on our platform in the spot. And we're going to put it up on J4X too at the same time. Okay, yeah, you can see that bounce up right there. And we go over to here. You see the same thing. That means that as it's rising, it means that basically it's losing against the dollar. And that's why we're seeing the dollar index lift. And we see, you know, as we showed you, the bonds are kind of like in the middle, you know, they're right on the edge. You know, and the weekly, now this is the good thing about it all. It might be just a dead cat bounce because you got the weekly sell there. It went to the sell last week. You know, the fast dropped 2 weeks ago. Now we're in the third week on the fast. Trying to curve, no doubt about that. At the same time, we have the slow still dropping. So we'll see, when this starts to slow down and stop its action there. And then remember, this is a reverse. In America, we don't do the cable like we do. We do the cable correctly in the futures, and we do the euro correctly in the futures, so it matches to the cash. Unfortunately, we do the yen and the Swiss and the Canadian in reverse, so it doesn't match up with the spot, which is very confusing right there alone. So what we're seeing here is that as this was rising, it was gaining against the dollar, and as it's dropping, it's losing against the dollar. Okay, so it's a reverse. Now I'm not sure why that thing is jacked up so high like that, because we're seeing some green here. There's no doubt about that, but that's the spot. So in other words, this should be moving down, and maybe a little later on, maybe it'll figure a way and they'll straighten it out, and we won't see that confusion that's going on there. So that's the gist of that. That's really what it comes down to. Now I need to find February. Let's add that. I need to add February cattle to this situation. There we are. And look up. There we go. And that would be February is G. There we are. Getting all this set up. All right, from there we jump over to the yen. Let's see what the yen is up to. There's dollar yen. That's the spot. You can see it's rising and it's playing with that 50 area constantly. It doesn't seem to want to let go of it. It's curious in many ways. And at the same time, let's see. Let's put it up over here. There it is right there. There's the futures contract. Remember, this is going to be working in reverse. Now the weekly's straightened out, fine. And when we go, let's see, let me just save this and put it up on the other screen. There it is right there. And you see it matching up to the spot with J4X. You see we're in a buy for one day. Now we're on a second day of the buy. That weekly is holding on very strong down in here. You can see the slow is not even breaking the manifold, and the fast is trapped on the plus side. So again, that one we've been trying to figure out what is the story there. All we know is that the new Bank of Japan chair is trying to ignite the economy. I mean, they've been in stagflation now for 3 decades. That's over 30 years they've been in stagflation. So Nikkei has not seen an all-time high since '93, and it is still 25% off its all-time high, or 22% or something like that. And we're at some of the highest points we've seen in decades when it comes to the Nikkei too. So he's trying, and the money, you can tell, is slowly drifting in. We've seen the Nikkei, and the Nikkei's been like, I wonder if I can get. We'll try to put that up on here. Let's see if we can put a Nikkei up on this thing. And let's do this. Let's see what the symbol is for the Nikkei. And the Nikkei itself, let's see, Nike, Nikkei, Yen, Nikkei, stock futures. Let's see, I think we got something here. Yeah, there it is. We got it. The symbol is NKDF. Let's put that in there. Copy. The Nikkei, poor Nikkei's been really beat up over the decades at this point. Some bad investing, bad situations, just things that have just really hurt the economy there. Save. There we go. Let's just show you that, just for the sake of being, more informative. What was that? I just saw something else there. Could have sworn I just saw something. Okay. Let's give this a spin, like so. And let's open this up over here. There it is. And let's find the Nikkei. Is it at the bottom? There's it at the bottom. There you go. And there's the Nikkei. You can see it's got up to about 33,000. When was that? That was back in September. And the all-time high is almost 40,000. It's 39,000 something. So that put it like 33,000 versus 39. That put it like about 16% away. Not bad. Then we fell back down to 30,000. So that was almost like a 25% drop, and just missed making a new low here. You can see. Now at the same time, you can see the weekly's been in a sell for a while, all the way back into the September 19th area. You can see that's right there. This topping in the 33,000 area, and you can see it's been relatively consistent too. Went into the sell there, it stayed down. Went into the buy here. Told you to basically cover. And then you can see on our beta here, it went back into the sell again, joining in with the weekly sell. And sure enough, it was another winner chicken dinner. And so now you can see it's flirting with that buy, which is a really nice thing. And you can see right there, the weekly's still having a hard time getting going. But you can see the manifolds have tightened up. And we are definitely looking at a situation here where that product is, feeling the pain, I guess you could say. Feeling the pain. Let's see now. All right, now let's do this. We were looking at the yen, and we looked at the yen there, and we were looking at the yen. I believe we looked at the yen here, didn't we? Yeah, that's it. There it is. There's the yen. So from there, we're going to go over to the Turkish lira. Let's get that Turkish lira on there. Euro Turkish lira right there. You can see the thing's been climbing and climbing and climbing. Made a high yesterday. Let's see. Let me just put this in there. Let's see. What is this? This is Feb cattle. There we are. Trying to. Ali? Yeah. All right. Now let's get that up on. Let's do it. I think we can show you on this. This is a good thing. We get it on this a little bit right there. There's the Euro Turkish lira. And you see, all we have to do is modify this so you can read it. That's all, like that. Make it bigger. You can see it's been in that sell. Now I think over here though, we went into the buy for a couple of days. So let's go check it out right there, and we'll put it up on the screen. Yeah. So I guess what we need to do is amplify that even more. What is that? Yeah, that's in the sell still. All right. Cancel. Just got a ding. Let me see who this is. Close. Robin. Okay. I saw that text. Not yet. We're getting closer, though. We're getting closer. All right. Let me just send it back soon. There we are. All right. Now, you can see here, it's not that far off. It's still in the buy. There's a lot of pressure. Same situation over here. Fast as that on J4X. What's that? 65.6 versus 77. So it's trying to break down a little bit. Over here, let's show you on here. We're still in that weekly buy, and you can see we've been in a daily buy for days in here. This thing's really upside down. I can't wait to get the Dukascopy feed on this. And so, when it comes to this feed, it's fine. But on our beta, you can see the beta. And you can see it even goes further back on the beta, too. Check out the beta again. Look at that weekly. I mean, there's 10 full weeks in a buy. And on our old platform, we have 7 full weeks in a buy. This thing went into the buy literally right after they adjusted their interest rate and doubled it by 50%. A few more seconds. Let's see. All right. Now let's save this. Let's see. Right there. that's good. Okay. All right, we're all good here. I think you're going to get it right now, Robin. Let's just give you a quick save and Feb cattle. There we are. There we go. All right, now let's do this. Let's go over to, let me just do one more. See, that was the Feb cattle. And we've already done the Jan. There we are. Just fix that. There we go. You just give it a spin. There we are. There we go. And you know what? I just need to fix one more thing and I can send it to you. All right. From the euro, what we do is we go over to the South African rand. Where is that at? This is the largest brick in the world, the best brick in the world, the only brick in the world I would trade. And there's the South African rand. You can see it's been lifting up, losing against the dollar for the last couple of days. And at the same time, we go over to here and take a look at the gold. Because we look at the metals complex at the same time when we're dealing with the South African rand. And as gold has been, that's a gold future. It's been trying to break down. Is that right? No, that's Canadian. We'll find it again. Where is gold? Gold. Right there. There we are. You can see gold has been trying to break down the last couple of days. It's still in the buy for a while here now. And the weekly has been holding on for 3 weeks now. But this is trying to lift up. And you can see they're making new lows, but they are not necessarily pushing things in that direction. Let's see if we can show you. Let's see, how do we show you? We go over to, let's just show you again in the South African rand. Okay. Let's show you the South African rand right here at the same time. I'll switch screens. There it is. And so you can see here, South African rand is trying to lift up a bunch of the green. It's daily buy for 5 days. The weekly is second week in a buy. You know, the pressure is on, and you would assume at some point or another that the gold, and we see silver today. We're going to show you silver in a few seconds here. I just need to fix one thing. Let's see, right there. I just have to add something to this one right here. What is that? Feed. Okay. So let's just go back to that. We'll go like that. And let's find the feeder. And we need to put more into the back month. There's a feeder. Edit. So, when looking at, let's put gold in there too. Here's the gold. Right there. You see it's trying, but it's not failing that much. And it's in the weekly buy. Whereas silver, right here, you can see it. Silver is flirting with a daily sell today, and it's playing with the weekly sell at the same time. And so between those two combinations, it makes it tougher and tougher and tougher. I guess money is running away at the moment. They ran in and bought silver first, then finally they kicked it up in in the gold. Now gold seems to be holding on, you would assume. And they're probably selling silver against gold, pairing themselves off, thinking that, with the war and all like that, this way they have a position in precious metals, which is, when the world, and that's the other thing too, we haven't even talked about it or shown it. Bitcoin, we haven't talked about that the last couple of days, and I've been watching it, and we've been in that buy, and we've been seeing the strength, and Bitcoin has been trying to, it's gotten up to almost as high as 35,000. It's made a nice move there. It was really cool that it, did that. I want to go like that. I mean, that's pretty cool. Bitcoin has really shown some really, doing what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to be like a last resort type of tool. And we're seeing positiveness out of the legalization of it in the United States finally in the ETF market. So, that's that is the gist of it. We're going to take a look at that in a second. I just want to make sure this does it. Yep, there we go. We got that. Oh, let's do this. Let's give it a spin. No, I need to fix that. 1 second. There we are. There we are. There we go. Now we've got it. Now I can send it over to you. And there it is right there. Alrighty. What else do we got going on here? Let's minimize that. So, let's take you over to the Bitcoin. And we'll put that up there on the screen too. As much as we look at the metals, we need to be looking at the Bitcoin. Look at that. The Bitcoin got up into the 35,000 area. And, we've been in a daily buy in that thing for a while. Look at that. And then we've been in a weekly buy for that for a while. So they've been anticipating this, this strength, I guess you could say, or, this action that we were going to get. And sure enough, it's there, and that's good. That is good. So now, what else can we say about any of this? I guess, let's see, let's move that out of the way. Let's move that. Yeah, that's good, right? Nope, that's no good. And then we can go like this. And let's get rid of those. And now, Robin, you're going to be getting the two charts. I've been doing double duty here, trying to get some charts over to Robin at the same time. There we are. Let's save that. And here it comes. But for those out there that are into the cryptos, we've been telling you that's why we like cryptos. And people are starting to realize they are a good tool. It's just a matter of time before everybody else catches the idea. All right, now let's go over to like copper. Let's take a look at copper, and I can send this to Robin at the same time. There's copper, and let's put it up over here. There's copper, and it went into the buy yesterday. We're seeing that strength there, and let's put it up over on J4X. Well, no, let's leave the ZAR up there, the South African Rand, because J4X is, it's good for that. It gives us a chance to see these things. So we've seen that. We've also seen at the same time, let's see, compose. There we are. There we are. Now, copper, I thought yesterday, I really thought, and we mentioned it here too, I really thought that there was a chance that with X going to the central bank for the very first time, them trying to figure out how to straighten out their economy is only going to be a positive thing, not a negative thing. So that's the way I see it. Now, a lot of us, can think different ways, but maybe, and matter of fact, I even saw on CNBC this morning, they talked about the default. Finally, mainstream media is actually paying attention. It's like, wow, how about that? They were actually paying attention. So it's been sent, Robin. Sentaroo. All right. Let me just text Robin and let him know. There we go. Let's see, what do we got here? From there, we go and look at the platinum. Let me just save this too at the same time, copper. Right there. And then let's go look at platinum right there. And there's platinum. It went into the sell yesterday. It is trying. It's very close to trying to get into the buy, but it hasn't gotten there yet. But at least it's doing a little lift in there. Whereas on the weekly, how long have we been watching this now for going on a 6th week where the thing just doesn't want to get into the weekly buy, and it's really hard to understand how, as you can see here in gold, right there. Gold is, it took a while to get gold into the buy. Daily it was like 3 weeks back. And then from there, near the low, just a day after the low. But now, it's holding. It doesn't want to let go, and I don't blame it. It would make sense for investors to hold on to the metal, thinking that until this war stuff is put to the side again, there won't be that much of a problem. Whereas you can see silver, I think that's literally just pairs trades hedging up. Went into a weekly buy last week, and it's already trying to drive into the sell. It gave a nice push here, and but it went into the buy right there, and then went into a sell for a day, and then right back into a buy again right there, and then it was in a, what is that? That before that wasn't there, and then it stayed in that buy, and now we're just you can see it's jumping all over the place, not following the metal. And what we get out of that in the end is, I think they're just pairing it. That's what against the gold. In other words, they want to be long gold, but they don't want to be naked long gold. And I think that's what it really comes down to. And that's a real challenge, because how much can you? I mean, I would hope that they sell silver short and then buy some calls and stay long the gold. That would be the best way. That would be the perfect straddle, All right. From there, we go over to the energy sector. Let's take a look at, there's crude oil right there. And let's see, what else can we say? And then from there, let's go over to Canadian. So we'll put Canadian up on J4X. Dollar CAD right there. Dollar CAD, when it's rising, normally oil goes down. And that's what we're seeing here now. We're finally getting it over the last 4 days, moving down or at least going flat. You see we've been in a sell for 2 days now. Right there. And the weekly is trying to go into a buy. So talk about confusion. The fast on J4X is at 78.4 and the slow is at 76.4. So it's showing that strength of it trying to climb on the CAD, and this is trying to back off, and at this point it's still climbing here because this is higher than this one. And then let's just take a look at it over here. Nope, not right there, right there. And there's dollar CAD. You see, same thing. It's been kind of climbing up as oil finds ways to go down. We can put oil. Let's put Brent on. Is it ZBF? I know there's a B in there somewhere. There it is. BZF. That's it. And there is Brent. And that's the Brent right there. And you can see a couple days in the sell now. The weekly's been in a sell for 3 weeks, pressuring down. It's not doing that spin up the way the West Texas Intermediate is doing. Let's see what the West Texas looks like on here. West Texas. And I think that's another one of the BZF. Yep. Now that's interesting. That shows a good 5 weeks in the sell. Let's see if we can find crude oil. In other words, there it is right there. There's December. And that's been 4 weeks. It's not jumping up like we're having on our older platform. Let's go back to that again on the older platform. Right there. See, that's interesting. It's trying to lift up in there. I don't know how long that'll last if it stays like this. We might start to see some pressure on the product. And then from there we go back and look at the February contract right there. You see the pressure on that. It's also trying to lift into the buy. We take a look at natural gas right there. It's still in a buy. In other words, and it's still trying to lift up. So you can see all these pressures on all these products. And the CAD is showing us that the general trend is right. We're looking at it in that fashion too, the general trend. And then from there, we go over to the energy companies in Europe itself. Let's put it up on the screen here. There's somebody just saying it on the financial channel. They try to buy energy on the dips. That's exactly it. And you can see it right there. There is the Spanish energy company. Whoop. There's the Spanish energy company. You see it's trying to lift up also. And then we put it up on J4X. Right there. 26.63 is still firming up more and more and more. The fast is at 66.5, and the slow is at 45. I mean, there's a 30% difference right there. So, winter months coming up. People thinking they need to own this stuff, and you can see buyers buy on dips, and that's what they're doing. They're buying it on the dip. And that is a walk through the energy sector. I'll take a sip of my tea. And then from there, what do we do from there? Do we, I would say basically what it comes down to is looking at, looking at the stock indices. Let's see what the stock indices are doing. We've already seen what the Bitcoin is doing, which is a lot of times Bitcoin can take off before the stock indices do, and we see the Bitcoin taking off. Now we know there's a lot of noise going on there, with the political situation. So that automatically puts a little shakiness into it all. Stock indices were a little bit higher before we started looking at this stuff. And it's still higher. But let's put the intraday up there again. Open. Right there. And let's close that. I guess it doesn't really matter at this point. So we'll go with the stock index. You can see it's at 55 now. When we were in the middle of this webinar, as it started, the webinar started right here at the top of this. It sold down, went from 4,265 down to 55. So it dropped 10 handles, dropped a little bit further down to 53. Now we're at 55 again. You see that strength is trying to kick up. It's trying to lift. We've gone into a little buy there. We need to see some volume changing in there. When we go and look at the other two intradays, you can see right there it pushed into the sell there. It's trying to lift up, but we're still in a weakness. This has been in a sell since right here. And so it needs to do more work to get into the buy. You can see they're trying, but it's failing. They have tails, and the buying is failing. And we need to see more strength that way. Now, let's take a look at some of the other indices that we don't usually always get a chance to take a look at. Let's put the Tech 100 in here, right there. Tech 100 is trying to lift. It's at 38.2, and the slow is at 24. We're just waiting for the hinky to turn up. And let's put it up on here, right there. Let's see if we can get it up on here too. Let's see. We can do it through the QQQ also, right there. You can see it's trying to lift up. Matter of fact, that's curious right there. You see the weekly is trying to turn up. We're having the same thing over here. The Tech 100 right there, trying to lift. It's playing with the weekly buy. It's playing with a daily buy, even with it down at the moment. We're seeing some strength. And when we look, again, when we talk about, we can look at it too. But when we look at the what do you call it, the Bitcoin, the cryptos are showing a lot of strength in there. And a lot of times when they take off, a lot of times the equity markets find ways to go up. So that's part of the action we see right there. Now from there, we go over to the Dow Jones Industrial Average, right there. You see that's been pressured down. Oh, you can see that. it's pressured down. And then at the same time over here, looking at it on the old platform, we still are in the sell on the weekly, on the weekly down here. But the daily is starting to turn up. I'll show you right there. Doing the same thing as the Tech 100. And we're also, at the same time, we're seeing that same action in the S&P 500, where it's trying to turn up. It's down at the moment, and the weekly is still having a problem. So the Tech 100 is the only one that's really starting to join in there. And then, let's see, where's it at? I think we had a Bitcoin on here. Let's put it in there again. There it is. You see it's been flying up too at the same time. There you go, and you can see that that's the strength of the ETF Bitcoin. It's been in a buy for 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks now. And the fast jumped into it 2 weeks before that, then drifted down into the minus for a little bit, and then joined in again right here. And it's been a good strength, nice strength in there. This, I guess we could take this, move that there. That was the first buy. And then the first sell, let's move this over, was right there. And it went right back into the buy right there. I don't think it was right there. No. So that went into the buy. And then we finally pushed into the sell again right there. And then we jumped back into the buy right there. And obviously you didn't get hurt from this. And I guess you say, why, Doc? Why didn't we get hurt from that? It's because it was in a weekly buy, so you don't take a short there. You just go neutral. So if nothing else, when it went into the sell, you're neutral all the way to right there. And then catch that for the ride. And that's how we use that system. And we always tell people about that. That's how how it works. So what else can we show you today? Oh, there's one I want to look at that we don't look at a lot, but let's take a look at it. Let me just save this. And that is the Russell 2000. I'll just show you the Russell 2000. It's still leaking. It's not showing any strength. It's even minus for the day today. You can see that weekly's been in a long weekly sell for a while. This is the most speculative of all the products. So you can see here from the 18.5 area, it's been in a weekly sell, and it's fallen down to the 1678 area. So that is part of that whole process. At this point, what we're really looking at is we're looking at the stock indices are having a hard time getting going. The pressure is not on the upside, and with interest rates trying to fall, you got a war going on. Basically that's what it really comes down to. All right, let's see. They're on their way. What else can we say about any of this? What should we call the title of this thing? I guess basically today I was really happy to see that other financial channels are finally starting to report what we saw on Monday, and that was the default of the $15 million. And Chi, 2 days ago, Chi went to the financial, to their People's Bank of China, and communicated for the first time, never being there before. So obviously we're seeing some type of positiveness, and world markets get excited when China looks like it's going to participate, when it has an ability to participate. Let's put it that way. We're not totally convinced that it does, but something is better than nothing. That's the way I look at it. So if we could name this, what could we name this? We could basically say that crypto's leading the market, or crypto's breakout cryptos break out before equities? I don't know. They're starting to see, the thing is we're starting to flirt with daily buys and weekly buys. So if they can get these things to close in those, then we're going to start to see some strength, and that'll mean that the cryptos have been trying to lead us out of this mess for a while, or at least trying to tell us that there's been issues that need to be paid attention to. So I think we're going to say cryptos lead equities for a title today. All right, traders. If there's no other questions, I don't see anybody asking any questions. We'll hang around here for another minute or so, and I can tell you what I'm thinking, and we can look at anything you would like to look at. So if you see something you want to look at, we'll put it up on the screen. Maybe we'll take a peek at some of the two tech stocks, how they're looking. You know, I'm trying to think. Do we even have Microsoft? You know, we really don't. I don't think we follow Microsoft. We follow what is it called? Alphabet. But we don't really follow the other, because we know that Microsoft is flying like it up $11. So let's try that, and then we'll jump off, because I don't want to jump off too early. Outperforms. There we go. All right, let's go find Microsoft. Let's do it on our beta too. This way we can do both of those. I think we have Microsoft on there, on the beta. I thought we had Google on there. Let's see what Google's doing. See if it's updating on Google. There's Google. Now they have it lifting up, right? Yeah, no, that's yesterday. It's still not performing on there. Let's put it up over on this one here. Let's see. So we'll go with opening stock. Here it is. Here's Google. Let's see what Google looks like. Right there. Oh yeah, they've knocked that down from 100 and we were in a weekly sell right there, and it was trying to get into the buy, and they've knocked it down to basically 130, 129.88, and it was closed last night at 138, so it's down $10. And then over here, let's see, let's try this. Let's put Microsoft in there. Microsoft is like the flip side of that. That's up $11. Right there. There we are. And there's Microsoft. Microsoft came in a daily sell and was in a weekly sell. And oh no, it came in on a daily buy, and there it is there now. So we're missing that. So, you know, it'll start to feed in in another 6 minutes, and so you can see this one's going the other way. So it's very choppy. That's got the markets really shaken up. All right, traders, we're out of here. This is Doc from North America. Catch you tomorrow on Thursday. So happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. To all our trading friends, later, traders.